Hey everybody, I'm Red Fox, and welcome back to Mugen. In today's video, we're going to be having a character from Grappler Baki fight his way through the main story of the original Fatal Fury game. Now as for who I've picked as a representative for Grappler Baki in today's video, we're going to be picking Kid Baki. As for why, well, I'm not really impressed with the AI of the Fatal Fury Mugen characters, so I decided to pick the only person I thought had a similar skill level in AI on the Grappler Baki roster, which would be Kid Baki. Now, I don't know how these fights are gonna go, if Baki's gonna be able to actually win. If he's not, we'll swap him out for current Baki, who should steamroll the rest of the game for however far Kid Baki gets. But for now, let's see if Baki is able to topple Geese Howard and win the day. Let's get into it. Alright, so we got Kid Baki picked. We're gonna go ahead and jump over to our first fight of the match, who is going to be Richard Meyer, the capoeira practitioner. We're gonna go ahead and go to his Pow Pow Cafe. I'm not sure where I have it, so give me a second here. It might take a while. Let's see. That's Fatal Fury 1, Pow Pow Cafe. Alright. Let's see who's gonna win this. Kid Baki, the mixed martial artist, or the capoeira of Richard Meyer.
Versus Richard Meyer.
Alright, here we go. The champ versus the capoeirista with a home field advantage. Now, if I had to bet, I'd probably actually give it to Richard Meyer. I'm willing to see how far, Kid Baki's able to get in this, but I have an inkling of a feeling that we're gonna have to swap to either Maximum Tournament Baki or current Baki for us to actually see any progress here. Yeah, Richard keeps juggling him. Baki has barely touched him the entire round. I may have either underestimated the Fatal Fury fighters or overestimated Kid Baki. I've seen him run through some matches before where he's done okay, but if I'm being entirely honest, I've only ever seen him win one single time. And I must admit that some Fatal Fury characters are better than others. It's not like flat across the board. For example, Richard Meyer is doing an excellent job of juggling the shit out of Baki, not letting him grabbing the health bars there to get across the screen and kick Baki in the face. And, as an example, there's one character who I find to be immensely disappointing, but for that piss-poor display from Kid Baki, we're gonna go ahead and jump to... we'll try Maximum Tournament Baki, and if that doesn't work out, then we will go ahead and move on to current Baki. We'll give them one last chance to live, because I have an inkling of a feeling, yet again, also I just noticed the stage number 69, very nice. I have an inkling of a feeling that Richard Meyer is not going to be able to survive. Alright, so Kid Baki gave it his all, but Richard Meyer and his capoeira was a little too much for him. I've also checked to see if palette swapping does anything to change or strengthen his AI. It does not. So let's see if Maximum Tournament Baki, or who I've dubbed Maximum Tournament level Baki, is able to fight somebody who can literally grab onto the health bars. If he does so awful that, he just gets, totally demolished, then I might just move straight to current Baki. But if he's able to put up a decent fight, I might try a palette swap for him. I mean, I was about to say, I believe he just got perfected. No, you have to be fair to me. I have, a massive mic right in front of my face, so I can only see, half of the screen. But when I say I think he got perfected, it's because I can't see Richard's health bar. So, yeah, Richard is a lot tougher than I was expecting. I think that's the first time somebody has actually hit him since the video started. Yeah, to avoid this video becoming an hour long, like some of the previous takes of different fights and previous videos, yeah, we're probably just gonna go ahead and swap to current Baki. I never imagined that Richard Meyer, who is, yeah, for those of you that are unaware of the Fatal Fury series, Richard Meyer is kind of considered a jobber. You know, he gets replaced by his student later on in the series. He's kind of a nothing character, kind of like a stand-in. But I would never expect him to have given our Bakis such a difficult time here. Let's see, 69 Pow Pow Cafe. Maybe it's the home field advantage. It's fueling him. Alright, so let's see if current Baki, who is considered tied as the strongest man in the world in his series, is able to defeat Richard Meyer and his insane legs. We got a mock punch here, which is it's good. He's trying to outdo the speed and agility of Richard Meyer's kicks there with a little speed of his own, the mock punch. And so far, he's doing pretty well. We got the endorphins coming out, so we're going to see a spike in damage output. We're going to see a reduction in damage taken, which, you know, it doesn't look like it was much of a reduction. But the most important thing, as we've seen right there with that mock punch barrage that was strong enough to even take out Hanayama, when done by Katsumi, who I personally think was weaker than Baki at the time. But yeah, as we can see there, those endorphins definitely do help with the AI as well, make him a lot more aggressive. So I think the things that Richard has going for him, ooh, that was the powerful mock punch. That was the one that he gave to Jack that almost put him on his ass. I think the things that Richard really has going for him is, again, agility and speed. In terms of damage, he's kind of middle of the ground, you know, middle of the road, I should say. But in terms of being able to move out and move back in, yeah, he was even able to beat Baki here. Now, I must admit, I did not account for the fact that it is a possibility that Richard Meyer could beat Baki. Now, if that's the case, then I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know what to do. I'll try a palette swap and see if that works, but if not, well, we might just have to move on to a different fighter. Richard might just be too much for the champion himself. And it's looking like that's the case right now, but we'll see how Baki's doing after he gets those endorphins. He gets a little bit of health back, and he starts hitting a lot harder, a lot faster, and doing a lot better, so we'll see. So, of course, he uses the cockroach dash to close the distance. That does a heaping help of damage, and he was able to take Richard Meyer out with a single leg sweep. Alright, so Baki wins the fight. Let's move on to our next match, and that was a pretty damn close one to start. Michael Max at South Beach.
Terry Bogard versus Michael Max.
Sorry, I actually just realized it's Sound Beach, and of course that makes sense. I mean, look at the background here. So we have our Mike Tyson stand-in, you know, the tough and rumble boxer, but let's see if he's able to fare any better than Iron Michael did in the Maximum Tournament, where he basically got his ass handed to him by Chiharu Shiba by virtue of basically breaking his hands on Chiharu's face, because Chiharu's a Giga Chad. And in the time it took me to finish that thought, Baki has juggled Michael into the corner and basically juggled his health bar into oblivion. We're seeing Michael get a little more competitive here, so let's see if Michael's able to keep it up. Now, he is at a bit of a disadvantage. I'm not sure what his entire moveset is, but just by virtue of his style, you know, we had that whole arc in Baki where it's like, the Triceratops fist, but it misses. Fortunately, Baki is able to win the day. What I was going to say is, you know, we had that whole arc in Baki where boxers do actually kick, but they kick off of the ground, but it doesn't seem like that transfers over to other series like Fatal Fury. So let's see who we have next. He was able to pretty handily beat Michael. We have Joe Higashi at a random map. So we finally have one of our three main characters for Fatal Fury. Where did I put them? There he is, Joe Higashi at a random map, just a random one, because you never actually fight Terry Bogard, Andy Bogard, and Joe Higashi, but I figured
Bonus area.
there's no harm in including them, so, you know, I was like, okay, let's have them fight on random maps, which, by the way, this is a sick-looking map. We got some 2008 fire PNGs in the background. We have a An awesome spinning star thing, and we have Baki juggling the shit out of Joe. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess Joe must have been that imaginary Muay Thai fighter Baki fought in the Maximum tournament to show off his imagination powers, or as people on the Reddit like to call it, they endearingly refer to it as schizophrenia. So let's see if Joe is actually able to put up any form or modicum of a competitive fight here. Seems like that's not the case. That's like the first time Joe has hit him. I don't think Joe's Mugen is particularly bad. I wouldn't consider it good. Probably be C to D tier. But this current Baki, that's the problem, right? You have these massive AI skill spikes. You have Joe here who's getting stomped by Baki. He barely got in a hit edgewise. But you have Richard Meyer who was almost able to beat him. So you kind of have that. I mean, maybe if Richard was a little later on in the matches, then it would make sense, but Richard, for some reason, is just exceptionally good. His AI is pretty damn killer. So we'll continue on. I'm considering switching back to Kid Baki, maybe for the next match. Who's it against? Tung Fu Ru at Howard Arena. We'll give it one shot. We'll go back to Kid Baki. We'll see how he does. If Tung Fu Ru just totally destroys him, then I guess we'll switch back and we'll play as we play by the ear, play as we go. But as it stands, let's see if I can find. There's the Tung stage. Let's see if Kid Baki is able to put up a competitive fight against Tung. More importantly, let's see if Tung doesn't smash Baki.
Terry Bogard versus Tung Fu Ru.
All right, here they go.
This battle is about to explode.
So let's see. Alright, Baki's gonna land the first hit of the match. Alright, Tung Fu has already busted out the Master Roshi Maximum Power Transformation. It seems to be an okay fight. Also, that was a cool little crackle of lightning in the background, kind of coincided with the fight. Yeah, it seems to be pretty competitive. They both kind of sometimes they just walk into each other and do nothing. Baki just laid down for no reason a couple seconds ago. Tung Fu's got that kind of cool fireball kick. That was pretty awesome. Tung Fu seems to have him in the corner here, but Baki's able to jump out. It seems like Baki's AI is kind of just broke. At the very least, Tung Fu seems to have the advantage here. And it looks like he's going to take the round, so it looks like we're probably going to have to switch back to current Baki. I wanted to give Kid Baki a fair shake. I kind of felt like putting him up against Richard Meyer, who seemed to be like just a monster. I didn't think that. I was like, maybe it's unfair. Maybe we give Kid Baki another shot, but for the sake of brevity, we don't want this video to be like an hour long, like I said. So we gave him his second shot. You know, we gave him a Kid Baki a shot. We did Maximum Tournament Baki, he got stomped, and we had to switch to current Baki. We even gave Kid Baki a second chance, but it looks like we're gonna have to stick with current Baki if we want Baki to have any hope of actually clearing the fighters of Fatal Fury. Kind of disappointing. I wanted to see Baki do good. That Baki Mugen in particular. We've seen all the tricks to the trade that current Baki has, but I wanted to see if Kid Baki had any special techniques that he was holding out on. But I guess we're gonna head back to the Tung Fu stage there, stage 74, and we're gonna see if Baki, at his current, with the Triceratops Fist and the Cockroach Dash and the King Tiger and all those great techniques, we're gonna see, okay, I was gonna say we're gonna see if he can stand up to Tung, but Tung's not starting off great. He gets his optical nerve torn out of the side of his neck. He got hit with the cord cut, which, by the way, if you haven't seen, I just released a video explaining the cord cut for any of those of you who are interested in that. Go check that out. Shameless plug, a nice tie-in. And in the time it took me to plug my new video, it seems Baki has totally annihilated Tung Fu. He's got him in a corner, and he's juggling him on a 29-hit combo, now 30-plus hit combo, and it looks like he has no sign of ever having any intention of putting Tung down. He is just chipping away at his health bit by bit. We are now at 57 hits to this combo. He just keeps doing the left-right roundhouse kick into a roll kick. He finally dropped it. Tung Fu has dropped out of his max power form. I'm not sure why he decided to do that. Maybe he saw in a nihilistic view that there was no hope of continuing the fight, and I dead-ass thought that was the end of round 2. That's how long that fight went on for. Just watching him land that 60-hit combo, I thought the fight was over, but it looks like Tung does have a chance to make some kind of comeback, but he's getting chipped in the corner here. He got hit with that Mach Punch Barrage, he got hit with another one, now he's getting hit with a roll kick, and he's being juggled again. Luckily, it did not last for nearly as long, but looks like Baki is determined to start that juggle combo again, and this time it seems to be doing just a smidge more damage, or maybe it's just for the fact that his health is starting higher or lower, I'm not sure, but it seems like we're here for the long haul, folks. We're at 40 hits now. Yeah, I mean, he's got 58 seconds left, so he's literally, it looks like he's pretty much hitting 4 hits per second or something like that. We'll see if he's even got enough time to land this 67 hit combo. He did it, but Tung Fu is out of max form, and now he is out of life. Baki's gonna go ahead and finish it off with a back kick or a side kick or something, and Tung Fu didn't really stand a chance there. Alright, who do we have next up? Ah, it's the king of breakdancing himself, a fan favorite, Duck King, on his map, West Subway. Alright, let's head there now. Duck King Day, Duck King Night. I think we're gonna give the man the sunlight that he deserves, the spotlight.
Terry Bogard versus Duck King.
We're gonna have this in broad daylight. We got all our observers there. I think we got, yeah, that's Richard Meyer right there. My man is laughing. He's like, none of y'all are gonna do nearly as well as I did. And you know what? Fair point to him. I think he's onto something. If we see Duck here, oh, he almost hit him with the Mach Punch finisher. That would have been bad. He would have blown Duck King to pieces. That is unfortunate. My man Duck King deserves some respect, alright? He's been in a lot of the games. You'd look at him and be like, oh, he's a one-off joke character. You would not look at the Capoeirista and think that he is less prominent in the series than the man whose fighting style is breakdancing, but unfortunately, he is not showing off his skills here in this fight because he is just getting dominated. Yeah, that is very unfortunate for my man Duck King. His parachute pants were probably holding him back. It's like when Yujiro Hanma activates his demon back. That's Duck King taking off the parachute pants. All right, he wasn't wearing his good shoes that day, so he couldn't bust a move. Alright, so that took all of like 3 seconds. Let's see how Baki does against Andy Bogar. We have another main character fight here. Let's go back to the beginning of the roster. Andy Bogar on a random stage, like I said.
Bonus area.
You never actually get a chance to fight the main characters in the original Fatal Fury game. You can play as either Joe Higashi, Andy Bogar, or Terry Bogar, and you fight everybody else. So like Richard Meyer, Michael Max, you know, all those different characters. You never fight any of the 3 selectable characters in the main game, at least that I'm aware of. So they don't have stages in the game, hence why I'm picking random. And I decided to, you know, intersperse them throughout. Although that may be a bad idea. They may come to resent me for that idea, because Baki's already busting out the endorphins, and it seems like he has no intention of letting Andy Bogar live? Do anything, really? Andy, like, punched him once, and Baki's like, alright, you go into the corner. Oh! The Max Punch finisher, or the Mach Punch finisher. God, the BM from my man Baki, the absolute disrespect. And I'll say this, Andy's Mugen is not bad. Alright, if I had to pick the best fighter in the Fatal Fury Mugens, oh, the Mach Punch again. Baki really do be loving that Mach Punch today. If I had to pick the best one, the one that has the best chance of actually being able to stop this Mach Punch tyrant, I'd probably say it's Terry himself, Terry Bogar, the man, the myth, the legend, the defeater of Geese Howard. But, we'll get to that fight soon. It looks like it'll be a revenge match or a grudge match because he's already defeated Joe, who I think is Terry's best friend, or at least his good friend. And of course his brother, Andy Bogar. So let's see who's coming up next. Hua Jai, the Muay Thai god, basically. I think he's Fatal Fury's version of like Sagat. He's an old, super powerful Muay Thai guy, or a Nak Muay, I should say. And this is at Happy Park. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Happy Time Park. I believe that is the map.
Terry Bogard versus Hua Jai.
Alright, not too many fights left. This guy is kind of a marker of like, alright, you're pretty much past the halfway stage. I do believe this is the map. You know, if I'm wrong, then it is what it is, but, you know, I guess the map isn't incredibly important. It just kind of looks funky. That guy in the background was walking on air, I promise you. In any case, not too much of an issue. I don't know, it just looks kind of weird. Maybe I've never tested this map out before. Anyway, Baki is totally annihilating Hua Jai, which is kind of interesting because I know that Hua Jai's Mugen is actually pretty decent. So it looks like Baki just had a really good round there. It happens sometimes. You know, you put Mugens up against each other. I've seen the Abyss Mugen, which for those of you that don't know, he's like the final boss of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and his Mugen is one of like the strongest Mugens there are in terms of like the A-tier Mugens. Now, of course, you can find busted Mugens that are even stronger. You can find like Mugens that are basically invincible and like one-hit kill. I mean, hell, you can find Mugens that are invincible and one-hit kill. But in terms of Mugens that aren't, like, totally broken, Abyss is pretty high up there, and he has had rounds where he's gotten stomped. So poor Hua Jai. Got juggled and blasted off. It was low diff for my man Baki, but let's see if Raiden is able to do better. And no, I'm not talking about Raiden Taemon from Record of Ragnarok or Raiden from Mortal Kombat. He already had his shot and he blew it. He got stomped. He was the worst Mugen. No, this is going to be the wrestler Raiden, who is, if I remember correctly, a total, like, scumbag. He's a total jerk. At the Dream Amusement Park.
Terry Bogard versus Raiden.
And I say that because I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy in the story. I'm pretty sure he is the right-hand man of Geese Howard, or maybe not the right-hand man, but at least he's one of Geese's cronies. And I know that he has a propensity to sneeze and vomit on his opponents, which is disgusting. And he has a smile on his face every time he does something BM, so I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy. But Baki seems to have gotten his comeback here. He has started the Juggle Barrage for that 20-hit combo. But Raiden's putting up a pretty good fight. Raiden is actually winning the fight as it stands. He goes trying to sneeze on Baki. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but he is actually taking the first round against Baki. He's gonna go and, like, sit on him, I guess. So, I think his advantage here is that something he does is he closes in and immediately grapples, and of course, it's the Baki Mugen's proclivity to block, where he basically, the cockroach tackle into the corner. Let's see if, let's see if Baki can do anything with that. It's Baki, wow, Baki lost. Huh, I don't know what to do with that. I guess I should maybe try palette swapping? Let's see. Alright, that is palette number 12. That should be enough to take out the rest of the fighters. Let's see how he does. Alright, we're running it back. Let's see if Baki is able to put up a good fight and actually able to beat Raiden. If not, then you're probably not seeing this. Oh, we got him with the King Tiger. Very good timed counterattack there. And he's beating him at his own game with grappling. If Baki is unable to defeat him, you're probably not seeing this, and I'd probably swap to Yujiro. Alright. So he's putting up a pretty decent fight here. I don't think I'm gonna have to swap. Alright. I think the Yellow Trunks, you may or may not be seeing Yellow Trunks, I don't know. It depends on whether or not I want to include it, because nothing of note really happened. But I think I misclicked in terms of palette swapping to palette 12. Because he's doing much better here. I think I accidentally pressed palette 6, which is, I think it's just a palette swap. But yeah, he's got the endorphins. He's regenning health, and his AI is much stronger. So I'm pretty sure this is palette number 12, which is for those of you that aren't aware of how Mugen works. There are some Mugen characters, especially the higher end ones, that when they have palette swaps. Of course, you can change the color of the character, but when they palette swap, he went for a very badly timed counterattack, but he's getting that health regen, which is very useful here, especially when he doesn't seem to be putting up much of a fight against Raiden at the moment. In any case, yeah, you can change the color of the character, but some people implement AI strength increases. So, like, if you palette swap to, say, for example, number 12, the 12th palette for the character, not only will the color change, or sometimes it doesn't even change the color, and Baki's going to take the round there, but basically to finish that thought, it will increase their AI. It'll make the character fight better, stronger, faster, you know, whatever, more intelligently. So, Baki was able to do it. Let's move on to the next fight, which is going to be... Terry Bogard, the man, the myth, the legend. I think we are going to have to bust out palette number 12 for this one. We're just going to start with palette number 12. We're going to move over to Terry Bogard, random map. Let's see how it goes.
Bonus area.
Alright, we got a main character versus main character matchup here in this very interesting stage with a scientist with test tube fighters. Okay, I think that's Ralph Clark in the background. There's Nikaido on the screen there. Terry is getting dominated, my god. The reason I picked Baki, here's your little fun fact. I try to pick characters that are at least some way related, directly or indirectly, to the main character of the game they're trying to fight through. For example, in last video with Retsukayo, I picked him because he's similar to Liu Kang. Damn, Terry just got destroyed. Maybe Terry is not as good as I remember. Anyway, I picked Retsu because he's similar to Liu Kang, who is the main character of course, the first Mortal Kombat game, or the de facto main character, the closest you can get. But I picked Baki because Baki and Terry's fighting style are actually kind of similar. If I remember correctly, Terry does basically a mix of karate, judo, and street fighting, which is basically Baki's his base. I think his base is karate. That's like one of the first styles he learns. And then I think for his grappling, he did judo. And then, of course, we know my man has experience in street fighting. In any case, we're going to be having our final fight. Or actually, no, we have two more fights. We have Baki versus Billy Kane, and then the final boss. Let's head over to Billy Kane. I can't remember if he's any good. I don't know if I picked the palette swap. Kind of scattered a little bit. We're actually going to Southtown Village for this one. Which, fun fact, I'm pretty sure Southtown Village is one of my stages that has music. So that's kind of cool. We'll have like a background music as they fight.
Terry Bogard versus Billy Khan.
Alright, so this isn't going to be a normal match for Baki. He's actually going up against a weapons user, which, yeah, he does have experience fighting weapons users, but to be honest, they were kind of jobbers. You know, he fought the guy with the katana in the Kid Baki arc. He's fought like delinquents with weapons, but I mean, you know, he like went like for 5 seconds against Matobe, and well, that kind of, it was the reverse of this, where he kind of destroyed Billy. I was kind of expecting Billy to be kind of powerful. She just hits him with the, I think it was a left straight? I'm not sure. There was a lot of flashing animation happening, but we'll be moving on to the final boss fight of the original Fatal Fury game, the man himself, Geese Howard. I must admit, this is going to be disappointing. I'm not trying to put up any grand illusion that this is going to be an amazing, awesome final boss fight versus, you know, a character who's the underdog, so to speak, versus, you know, this powerful, mighty final boss warrior. The fact that Geese Howard has even hit Baki, let alone 3 times in a row, is probably Baki trying to give him as best a head start as possible, because Geese Howard's Mugen is disappointing to say the least. When I said that I've seen Kid Baki beat somebody in a fight, it was against Geese Howard's Mugen. I don't imagine Geese will land another fight or another hit for the entire rest of the fight. This will basically just be us watching Baki not only juggle Geese in the corner, hitting him with a mock punch and keeping it as best as possible, but Geese basically doing nothing. We have this cool little animation. I don't know why it plays on the first round, but yeah, after you drain all of his health and you deliver that final blow, it plays the animation from the end of the original Fatal Fury game, where you hit Geese Howard, knocking him off of Geese Tower, and he basically falls to his death, or at least so we think at the time. But I think that animation would be better to have played after you beat him in the second round, because it doesn't really make much sense that you knock him off of the tower, and then in round 2 he's alive and totally fine and has somehow teleported back onto the tower. But as we're seeing here, Geese is not even landing a single hit against Baki. And Baki's gonna go ahead and finish him off with this weird, like, 3-bar combo he does that deals, like, massive damage and hits, like, 50 times. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, or even if it's a reference, but a right roundhouse high kick is going to be the finisher for this match. Baki has defeated Geese Howard, toppled his evil empire, and defeated the cast of Fatal Fury. Now, it was not without some trouble, namely against Richard Meyer and Raiden. Richard Meyer almost beat him. Raiden beat him twice. With Raiden, we had to resort to palette swapping to palette number 12. But that's not going to be all for this video, because we're actually going to have one more fight where Yujiro Hanma, the man, the myth, the legend, is going to be taking on one of the strongest Fatal Fury characters I could find, and that is going to be, here he is, God Ryo. For those of you that don't know, Ryo is the main protagonist of the kind of, I guess it's a Fatal Fury adjacent game called The Art of Fighting. He is the main character, kind of Ryu-esque character from that game, and this is the strongest version I could find of God Ryo. So first we're going to have palette number 1 Yujiro fight him, and if palette number 1 Yujiro gets stomped, we'll try palette number 11. I don't think that God Ryo is strong enough for palette number 12, but I guess we'll have to find out. Alright, palette number 11 Yujiro versus God Ryo in Southtown Village. We're actually back on another Fatal Fury map, so let's see if home field advantage helps Ryo to win. I have no idea what is happening on the right side of the screen. My man Ryo is like emitting some kind of god aura, but seems to be doing really well. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. It was like that scene where Doppo's stunning Yujiro with all of his powerful punches, and then he... Oh my god. What even happened? What is going on? Anyway, it was like that scene where Baki came in and he was like, oh, I gotta activate the demon back so I'm not embarrassed. My man Ryo is leaving, like, LEDs all over the map. My man's got, like, this god vomit on the right side of the screen. He is not even touching him. Am I gonna have to bust out palette number 12, Yujiro Hanma? My man even went demon back. Well, I guess he didn't go demon back, but he's like, he did that thing where he's trying and he regains his health, and he is just not standing a chance. He tried 2 axe kicks and nothing worked, and that's the long and short of it. Man, my man Ryo is keeping him in the corner, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. Alright. Let's see if, starting the next round, we'll get all this shit off of the screen. So, my man Yujiro is going to be starting the next round with 3 bars? Okay, let's see, we got more shit on this screen, bro. What is happening? This character is insane, bro. Let's see. Alright, so he's got him back in the corner. He's kind of stomping him. Yujiro's not really doing anything, or at least he's trying. We got more awesome stuff on the screen. It looks like Yujiro's just about dead. So, I don't know, he's not... It's kind of Kind of disappointed. Didn't even hit him. Didn't even touch him. Yeah, it's looking like Yujiro's not going to be able to do much here. Let's... Alright. So, to avenge his initial loss, we have palette number 12, Yujiro Hanma. My man looking like Shin Akuma out here. He's not playing around in this form. This might actually be a strong match for God Ryo. We finally see that God Ryo has actually taken damage. And so far, Yujiro has not taken a lick of damage. My man's got super armor and some kind of invincibility or something. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll find out. If we could even see the fight through all this beautiful aura that my man Ryo has left on the screen here. Oh, man, okay. So, Shin Yujiro Hanma, I guess we'll call him, has completely demolished Ryo with that attack. It looks like maybe palette number 12 is just too much for Ryo, but I guess we'll have to see. For now, it's a pretty competitive fight, but I'm a little concerned that maybe this version of Yujiro is just... Okay, I was about to say, it's just too strong, because I was thinking maybe he was invincible. I was like, okay, it doesn't seem like he's taking any damage at all from any of his hits, and my man Ryo has left his fair share of shit all over the screen. But it seems like they both have some kind of invincibility, because that move he just used, the full screen hit attack thing, I'm not sure what he did there, but he used it on Ryo last time and it killed him, but this time it's not... It didn't do anything. I'm sorry, I'm just super distracted by all this shit on the screen. You can't see the health bars, you can't see any of the fighters, you can't see what's going on. All you can see is occasionally you can see the progress the health bars have made, but I'm assuming Yujiro is doing something. I think he just did the full screen attack thing, I don't know. It looks like God Ryo is too strong for palette 11, 1 through 11 Yujiro, but palette number 12 was able to take the day. And that's going to be all for this episode of Mugen. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys liked seeing the characters from Fatal Fury fight against characters from Grappler Baki. Things went a little haywire there, but next time we'll be continuing this kind of Fatal Fury-esque universe, I guess, with The Art of Fighting, which of course you've already gotten a sneak peek on the caliber of characters from that game. Of course we will not be having God Ryo level characters throughout the entirety of that Mugen, or else we would need palette number 12 Yujiro for the entire thing, and that might not even be enough. But next time we'll have Katsumi Orochi fight his way through all the karatekas and fighters of The Art of Fighting. Thank you all so much for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.